welcome back to Draw the Dance or Draw. Well, today I'm going to be drawing a irritator from Jurassic World again. So if you don't know what an irritator is, it's not like something which annoys someone. It's actually a type of dinosaur which is closely related to baryonyx. So let's get started. So it has like this long jaw. And it doesn't have an underbite. So yeah. Anyway, so let's keep on going. So there's like the tiny crust there. And the crust goes there. So, and then you have another tiny crust there. There are a lot of crusts on this thing. Okay, then we can draw the teeth. We'll draw the teeth later. It's just a rough copy. We're going to add the detail in a bit later. Okay, so now we got the head proportion. Now we're going to draw the body. It's a bit of like a slender one. So it's kind of like baryonyx. It's quite slender. Has a bit of a long neck. So yeah. Oh, and how could I forget? There's a tiny spine. Not as big as like Spinosaurus big, but you know, it's still big. So I'm just gonna add the spikes on it. There. Okay. Now we can add like the arm. So this is just a rough copy. This is gonna look better when we actually start, you know, like roughening it out. And here's the other leg. Okay. Now we're going to add the tail. So it's a bit of a long tail. So yeah, this is what it looks at so far. Since I'm right-handed, I'm actually going to start with the tail. Okay, so the reason why I'm starting with the right hand right now is so that it doesn't like smudge it. So we're going to draw the tail. Hope you can see it like that. Now there are a lot of stripes here. But so we're just gonna add like a bit of an underbelly right there. Now we're gonna start with the stripes. You don't need to have this in this order. Just go random with these. But make sure you don't press too hard. Like try and do like, sometimes do like that. That actually works really well. You know? I'm gonna take out my 4B pencil for this. I'll make it a line stalker. Yeah, that looks better. So we're gonna like, also sometimes that might happen like too close and then they might join. Some might just go around the whole like tail. Some just float there. So now we're just going to add that all. Okay, let's keep on it. Okay, now we're gonna add the spikes on the tail. So like the spikes are kind of small on the tail. It gets bigger on the spine and then just fades off at the head. So we're just gonna add a lot of tiny spikes. Okay, so now we're just going to add like some scales. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on doing this. Okay, so now we're done with that part. Smudge. There. Okay, so we're gonna go with a bit of a light smudge on this one. Then we're gonna add some wrinkles there. And now we're gonna start on the spine. So just make these tiny indentations just for like the spikes. These are where the large spikes are. So they're massive, like they get really big here. Yeah. So they're pretty big. So then we can just like draw those. They eventually just disappear. Okay, now we're going to do the leg because that's next. Because okay, so we're just gonna add the wrinkles there. Now we're just going to add like the muscle structure. Now we want it to actually be on something, so I'm gonna add some grass. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go on the other leg, just a tiny. We're going to actually do the detail on this leg. Again, there's a lot of stripes, so yeah. So it's basically the same process. Okay, lines have like some wrinkles, scales, smudge slightly, do it again. Just keep on doing the scales here. Muscle tissue, then smudge. As you can see, I'm using also some of the grid pattern. It usually works good on the face, not really with like legs, but like usually you are fine with like dots like that. If you can do it quickly, then it's actually one of the most efficient ways to do it. Now we're going to add like this fin. Like it's not the fin, the spine, yeah. So we're just gonna add some like lines there. Okay. Now here we're going to shade this area like really dark. And I do mean really dark. Because not only is it like covered in shade, but it's also meant to be dark. Again, it is also like very bluish there. We're actually just gonna add the arm because then it'll just make life easier for us. Just this arm though. I might as well just take the eraser out. Oh, we forgot to do the stripes on the leg. Let's do the stripes on the leg. Okay. It's basically just the same as what we did in the tail. Have some minor big ones, small ones, connecting ones, thick ones. Then you got a pretty good one. Okay, now we're going to move on to the arm. Just so we can get that ready. Now life's going to be like easier for us. Like this drawing's going to be easier because now we won't have to like now we know where like the muscles are going to go. But now we're just going to use a razor. Oh. Why isn't it getting out? It's too large. Just get one from here. Okay. So we're gonna rub that out and that out. Now, so this is gonna be like a really dark area, so you can just shade that in. There are like no stripes here, so yeah, don't need to worry about stripes here. There are actually also wrinkles there though, so trying to add like dark wrinkles like what I did there at the arm. Okay, now we're going to start on again with the body. Oh, we might as well do this like, we'll just lightly shade it. Okay, now we can add some like there. Now we're going to continue with the body. It's going to be a long time. Adding scales. Okay. Now we're getting good. Now we're going to like shade it. Yeah, shade it and then add some like lines, like the rib cage. Okay. Add some more, just tiny spaces there. There. Now we can add some stripes. So again, I don't really need to explain it right now. It's the same, just some long ones, some short ones, some big ones, some thick ones, some joining ones, and then you basically got it. Okay. Then I can shade again. Great, so this is looking good so far. Now let's get to the arms. So I'm just going to like, this is really quick. I mean, it has fairly big arms. I mean, compared to like Carnotaurus. That thing has so small arms. It doesn't even have like joints here. It doesn't even have joints there. It just has arms. Like this. Just imagine trying to do that. It's hard. Okay, so yeah. Now, let's now do the fingers. So we're gonna start with like the patty, like the fingers. Then we're gonna go for like claws. Add some skeet scales. Keep them going to there. And you're done. Gonna do the same thing here. We're just gonna shade this in. There we go. Now do some neck. So now we're going to do the neck. I actually don't want the neck. Okay. Just gonna rub out all the like smudging there. And now we're going to start with the head. What I think is really just the most fun part. Like, if there's my favorite part of a drawing, it's always the head, because it always like like gives you like a unique, like this body. Most people aren't gonna know, like, okay, maybe people will know because the spine. Well, let's say like the Rajosaurus. Yeah, see? I don't think you might have seen this, but if you just see the body, there's probably no way you're thinking, Rajosaurus. So here, I really like adding the face. And it just looks weird without a face. I think that goes in regard with every animal. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to add the eye there, the nostril there. So now we're going to draw like the eye socket. I feel like that's a bit too thick. So I'm going to just do this. Okay, now we can add like a bit of gums. That's going to be like gums. I think this is like one of the first times I've used gums. I don't usually use gums. I mean, sometimes they make it look good, sometimes they don't. We might as well just add gums. Okay. Now we can add the teeth. That actually looks really good. Okay. Okay, so now I really feel like that's a bit too circular. I want to do this. There. We don't want to make it look like it's a helicopterion or something. So now we're going to add the crest. Okay. Now let's get to the fun part. So now we're going to add some scales on the face. Yes, this is going to take a long time. Oh, how could I forget this thing? Now I'm going to smudge. Now we're going to add some like stripes. So yeah, again, the stripes. You probably know what to do now. Add some thick stripes, short, thin, join together. Then you basically got it. I'm just gonna extend the jaw by that bit, just to make it look like it doesn't have like a really short lower jaw. So now it looks a bit like better. There, you can add some scales, smudge that there. Now this is a good area to do like the hatching, like cross hatching, and then add the scales there. Like right now. Okay. Well, we're nearly done. We'll just add a tongue. I mean, nothing really lives on the tongue. Now we're going to just shade in these big spikes. And now we're just going to smudge that. Add a bit more like depth to the spine. We kind of left the spine just there. I want to make it look good. There. So, yeah. It's basically now completed. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!